Welcome to the big studios here on the Las Vegas Strip. The big man, Tyler Fulghum, Joe Fortenbaugh. This is an installment of Bet as we look to the big week that is the NFL Draft. Funny thing about the NFL Draft, it's the week where the absolute worst teams in the NFL get the most shine because they're drafting at the top. The one thing we're not talking about generally are the best teams in the NFL because they're drafting all the way at the tail end. Not on this show. We are making a commitment to talking about those good teams. Who better to start with than the Super Bowl champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For the first time since 1979, a Super Bowl champion will be bringing back all 22 starters on the offensive and defensive side. So, at plus 750 to win the Super Bowl, would you bet them?
I would not. It's so hard to repeat, and we've seen a lot of teams that have gotten demonstrably better in this offseason. The Rams upgrading to Matt Stafford at quarterback. I think the LA Chargers are also going to be a really good team. Second year under Justin Herbert, some of the additions they've made. And the Kansas City Chiefs are always going to be a threat. They made it there the last 2 years and lost to that Tampa Bay team, so maybe they're hungry this year. We know the moves they've made, the Ravens, the Bills. These are all teams right on the precipice there, and pretty much anyone in the NFC West outside of Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals. I just wouldn't bet that. I don't find value there, even though Tom Brady is quarterbacking that team, and he's made many skeptic eat their words before, me included. I'll stay away from that.
Yeah, me included as well. I seem to have a recurring line that I use almost every single year at this time when someone asks me about the Brady-led Patriots or now the Brady-led Bucs. Do you think they will win the Super Bowl? And I always say, Father Time's got to catch up to him at some point, right? And it seems like every year I say that it doesn't matter.
Right.
He's outstanding.
Right.
So now I have to ask myself, am I so committed to betting on Father Time that I just continue to bet against him every year so that in the 1 year it happens, forget about the fact that I may have lost 9 straight, this would be the year I would get it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to bet on him at plus 750, but I certainly don't want to bet against him either. We saw them get better as the year went on. They came off the bye and won their final 4 regular season games, and then they tore through the playoffs. All 22 guys are back, which speaks to their culture. What would you do with the win total? It's 11.5, and remember, 17-game season.
Yeah, I'd probably play the over on that. I think they can go 12-5. Of course, we can't predict if an injury happens. That would be the only thing that kind of scares me here. That division, I think, has gotten, it stayed the same. New Orleans got worse, losing Drew Brees, I think, and who knows if they make a move for a quarterback in the draft. The Panthers, I think, did get much better by adding Sam Darnold and a second year under Matt Rule and Joe Brady. The Falcons, I think, are going to be about the same. They could score points. If they draft Kyle Pitts, they'll still score points, but they had trouble stopping people last year, especially before they made the coaching change. So they're still the class of that division, especially with New Orleans now having to go through life without Drew.
So we're talking about 12 wins in a 17-win season. You laid out a great case. The division's going to be challenging. In addition to that, you have a first-place schedule, which means you're going to be running in the first-place teams from other divisions that you don't cross over with. You have the target on your back, and you have to wonder if any players on the roster get complacent coming off a Super Bowl win. But when you've got Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski in the locker room, they don't seem to allow that to happen. So if I was going to make any wager here, reluctantly.
Yeah, it's not one I love.
Reluctantly.
I would like plus value if I'm going to have to get to 12 wins. You know what I'm saying?
I got to sit there and root for this guy every week.
I don't want to do that.
So he's
pass.
married to Giselle. They're worth hundreds of millions. He's handsome. He's going to live to be 1,000 with the way he takes care of himself. Now, if I bet on him, I have to root for him.
No
but you bet against him, you know you're going to lose.
Yeah, no
it's
thanks.
a terrible situation.
Stay away.
Thank God there are 31 other teams we can bet on or against and feel better about it. Tyler Fulghum, Joe Fortenbaugh. Bet.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.